Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to the World Series 2023. Back here today with round number 2. Up in the top position of Tournament Desert with the blue player with the Gillet Vanilla. This is Lift Truck. Down in the south position with the orange USA. This is Big Mazen. So he's just stolen Big Size's clan tag by the looks of things. Some stuff to tell you about Lift Truck. Apparently for a very long time now he's been getting coached by Fargo. And they're playing lots and lots of sets against him. He's also very, very active at the minute, Lift Truck, playing lots and lots of challenges against lots of people. And I think his confidence has gone very high as well. And there's a nice line between arrogance and confidence. But whether it is arrogance or confidence, I still think it is really good for performing at a really, really high level. Because if your confidence is low, you're not going to beat top players. So you need that kind of cockiness or arrogance or whatever. Like, for example, I asked him for a 1v1 the other day. And he said 1v1 sponsored challenge $30 or whatever. Like, he wanted to like do a formal challenge. He just refuses to play some for fun games, which is something that Fargo does as well, by the way. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's lots of money and lots of challenges and stuff going on at the minute. And yeah, that just shows you his confidence is high. He wants to win money and stuff, wants to challenge sponsored games, and I think it's good. Anyway, Lift Truck comes in with his first technical. He also gets inside of that bunker and has killed a V. So a bit disappointing there for Mazen. It's the first time we're seeing him in the World Series in the channel because I didn't cast his game number 1, round number 1. Obviously he came through that, otherwise we wouldn't be here today watching him. But yeah, Lift Truck has been playing a lot of sets against a lot of the top names, and I think that's gonna suit him. Whoa. Whoa. I think that's just going to do well for him. Activity, you can't replace that. Like, activity is a really big thing, and I think that he's going to do well in this tournament up until he comes against one of the big marquee names. That's my kind of prediction. But let's not count Mazen out. I mean, it's not looking good for Mazen straight away, is it? He's just lost 2 Vs. Actually, 3 Vs for free, basically. This shouldn't have happened. And that one shouldn't have happened. TNT comes in on the supply down at the bottom right. It's a super tech. He could drop off another TNT, yeah. Something Fargo likes to do. Fargo even likes to choose blue, so you can tell he's been getting coached off Fargo. Yeah, he did waste the super tech there, and his TNT didn't kill a V. But he's still off to a good start. He still killed multiple Vs, killed that bottom right supply. Lift Truck is now getting oil, and he's on 2 arms dealers, so I think he's in a really good position. I think the hardest part of the GLA is to get some damage done early and make sure your first TNT comes through. And he's done that, and he's now in a solid position. I'd say this part now is easier to play as the GLA because you've got your oil, you're on 2 arms dealers. You can just brute force come in and pick off a load of units, which he's just done. I find the harder part is making sure your first TNT comes in and your first tech RPG does some serious damage. And already I think massive advantage now for Lift Truck. It's coming through more technicals. If that's not a TNT, that's a mistake there. He selected all of his technicals by mistake. So first mistake there from Lift Truck. We did see Lift Truck in game number 1, or round number 1. I can't remember who he fought. Was it Sam? Was it Call Me Sam? Oh, I can't remember who it was now. I'll put a link for the bracket down below so you can see. Wow, Mazen's just lost the V for free. Loses an ambulance as well, probably. Lift Truck could have chased that. Lift Truck trying to get his oil. I would like to see that Rebel put behind there, because then it'll make it more awkward to stop. Now it's been stopped easily. And that tunnel now cleared anyway. More and more technicals streaming out. No Palace yet from Lift Truck. Would have probably expected to see that by now. Yeah, that one white bunker is so solid. Ooh. Splash fire kills his own V there. Probably a TNT round the back. What's he going to go for, though? Oh, he's going for the War Factory. A bit greedy, though, because there's a chance that might not hit. With a bit better micro, Mazen might have been able to pick off one of the units there and might have stopped it. But the greed pays off, and he gets the double. And now, Mazen's actually out. Because even if he sold... No, he'd have to sell both of them to afford a supply. Because currently he's got no supply, no War Factory. He has to sell both of those. You get 500 from that. Mazen's just spent a lot of cash. This is the wrong move from Mazen. I mean, there's already been several wrong moves. It's probably lost regardless. That first V on the left shouldn't have died. The two Vs there shouldn't have died. It's probably already lost. Because if you sell that and that, those could get hunted because that fire base is providing some protection. But there's a lot of technicals now coming in from the sides. And these Vs are getting picked off, and that's GG. There's no way you can win now with just two Vs against all of these technicals. Nicely played from Lift Truck. Yeah, the experience is showing and the confidence is showing. Really, really well played. He's on the third supply, and he is on the oil on the right. So GG, well played to Lift Truck. Okay, down in the south position, we have the blue player, but a USA Vanilla. Back in Tournament Desert for the reverse. This is Lift Truck. Up in the top position, we have the orange player with the GLA Vanilla. This is Big Mazen. Okay, drop comes in from Lift Truck. There's no TNT yet in sight, but he is pulling the majority of his workers. Needs to make sure that TNT doesn't kill workers. Ah, man. I think you could hear the disappointment in my voice. Yeah. Losing 3 workers there. They should have just been pulled slightly to the left and you would have saved $600 worth of workers. Because that is now $600 not collecting. And they also have to be remade and you have to spend it again. Meanwhile, now the USA's been given an opportunity to build up those V numbers. Like I said before, the GLA, the hard part is getting the damage done early. Tech, RPG, and TNT getting in. If you can't afford a technical because you just lost all your workers, that is going to be next to zero. Is he going to drop a Paladin? No. Seeing Fargo drop some Paladins lately. Okay, drop comes in, messes it up a little bit. I think it's because the Chinook can't drop on top of the worker. So it forces it to the nearest position, which was outside of the box. Would have been better to drop it like here. Technical coming in. It's a tech RPG. Missile defender's getting loaded. RPG's making a run for it. But those RPGs are lost now, I think. Because that technical, if it waits around, it should get laser locked, but Lift Truck is not chasing it. You can see the V's coming back. That Hellfire is going to get shot. Shot down. $500 that costs. Hellfire did go down, but the V ultimately survives. Gets dropped off back in the base. Lift truck now building up a key number of Vs. Pressure on this building on the right. It might lose that V though. Might have been able to save that by pulling it back. Tentacles coming in. Amazing. Don't really want to take that building because it just goes down too easily. Don't know where some of these Vs are going. Almost loses one. I don't know what that missile defender's doing. A bit weird there from Lift Truck. But nice micro in the end. Pulls the weak ones back. Mazen's only collecting on 4 workers on his main. 5 workers on the left, which is good. You can place a scaffold here just to clear this debris. It makes it easier to push. You could probably destroy that as well and clear that. It would make it easier to push if this wasn't here. This is actually favoring the GLA because of this awkward position. It's coming in with the combat drop. And that tunnel is going to get cleared. Tentacles pop from the left. Ambulance is being focused on, but the ambulance is being moved. Big Mazen has been defeated. Yeah, he wasn't able to stop this big V push. Able to get through into the base, and Mazen is now 2-0 down. Lift truck 2, Mazen 0. Okay, down in the south position with a super weapon. This is the blue player that is Lift truck. Up in the north position with the red GLA Tox. This is Big Mazen. So if there's a win to get for Mazen, probably this is the one. It's like one of the strongest armies versus one of the weaker ones. Okay, Dozer pushes down the left, but pretty sure that'll just get shut down by the RPGs. He's checking to make sure that there's not a fast oil cap from the GLA. But he is going to lose one Dozer. The other Dozer's in its box down in the bottom right. Lift truck coming in with an ambulance, ironically. To crush a load of dudes. And he gets, like, all of the workers. Needs to get the last one. He might as well, because that ambulance is suicided anyway. Probably want to scrap the night out if possible, because you give him a vet 2 and a scrap for that. But I don't think he had the cash for it anyway. Okay, tentacle out for Mazen. Where is that one heading? Over to the right side by the looks of things. TNT comes in. Gets the power, gets the supply. Quite a deadly blow there to the lift truck. His economy and his power being hit. His Dozer's now exposed as well because this box is no longer intact. But he's building up a decent number of these. Someone on the right there gets cancelled. Don't think he got the $800 refunded there. There's a load of RPGs defending though for Mazen. Lift truck. Ooh, almost loses a V. Explosive barrels there on the right go off. Some V's going down here. These RPGs are very strong for Togs. A lot of tentacles now coming in from Mazen. Nice micro so far from Lift Truck, but he's going straight for the arms dealer, which I think is what you should do. Got to take a risk at some point. Got to push out. He could be collecting on there on one of his extra Chinooks. There's missile defenders here as well as the RPGs, and I think those Vs are all going to get stuck now. He's going to go and try to crush these. I think he's reacting as well as he can do, but that V there is going to go down. Yeah, he's stuck between like a rock and a hard place, which means you've got nowhere to go. You either go left and die to tentacles, or you go right and die to the RPGs. Maybe the micro on the ambulance there could have been a bit better. If he'd have crushed them, you might have had an escape route. Because the ambulance can take more shots from the RPGs. Well, a bit of a trade-off on both sides. The V's are building back up for Lift Truck, and he's getting himself an oil. Has the right oil, actually, and has a strat nearly half built. A massive V engagement now, but a lot of Vs are going down for Lift Truck. Scrappy battle. Search and Destroy now deployed, so it's easier to fight the technicals. Loses 2 Vs and then makes a dash out. Mazen trying to establish a stinger here. If he gets that up, it's going to be really problematic for this left side of Lift Truck's base. Lift Truck moving in with loads of ease, though. Vector gunship comes in. That's going to be a problem for the GLA because it takes down your arms dealer and your supply. Is a really big blow. Palace being built. But I think there's too many search and destroy Vs out, and he still has that oil over on the right, guarded by Colonel Burton. There's a load of technicals coming in. But with the extra range the Vs have, this should be quite easily cleared up, I would say. Ambulance has been picked off, but there's so many technicals going down. Only 4 technicals remain. That's 1 arms dealer still alive. Nice A10 strike. Comes in at the same time as all these Vs. And Big Mazen quits out. I think it's because his palace was only just finishing, but by that time there was already a strat out airfield, probably Aurora's on the way, Comanche, and yeah, he just wasn't able to get anything done against that army of Vs. 3-0 now for Lift Truck. Okay, jumping into the next one, we got the GLA Tox for the blue player. That is Lift Truck. Down in the south position with the yellow super weapon, this is Mazen. Okay, firebase for Mazen on the left-hand side. V heading to the right just to see if we can stop any workers or anything. There's nothing there to stop. The tunnel's already established. Okay, laser lock comes in. One of the technicals there picked off. There is a tunnel being built down in the bottom right. Something Lift Truck actually likes to do quite a lot. If I remember, he did it in round number 1. Is a sneaky tunnel right in the extreme of the map. Maybe he's learned that from Fargo as well. RPGs dropped off, and this is a problem. They've gone inside of this hut now, so if the V's push there, They can take immense damage. They're doing 10% extra damage whilst they're inside of the hut. He needs to focus on the Vs. Thing is, the hut has very limited HP. Lift truck is really trying to establish this tunnel. Ambulance comes in, is crushing a lot of the RPGs. That technical needs to be microed because you can perhaps still get this tunnel up. I don't know what lift truck's doing there. It's not paying attention at all. Very, very strange, because that was like a Vet 2 or Vet 3 technical. Could have stopped that. Could have stopped that V. Okay, TNT comes in from lift truck. He gets the supply and the dozer. Another tunnel looks like it was trying to be built. Weird little indentation there, isn't it? Does it match the top? Actually, it kind of does, but there's a tank trap there. Wow. Whoa. TNT, even I didn't really see it. Power has gone down and a V. It's nicely played there for lift truck. Mazen quits out. He's been defeated 4-0 now for lift truck. Okay, moving over to Vendetta down in the south. We have the blue player with China infantry. This is lift truck. Up in the north position, we have the red player, China infantry also. So we've got infantry mirror. This is Big Mazen. Okay, Mazen occupying all of the buildings in the middle. It's actually a war factory barracks from lift truck, with a bunker then placed on the left-hand side. Okay, Big Mazen with quite some success so far. He's running into the fire, though, as I say that. And there is a flamer entering Mazen's base, and that supply going down is, I don't think, something you can recover from. Unless you manage to take out the opponents as well, but there is an assault troop crawler coming in, as well as a flamer. Who wins this engagement is quite important. Mazen's making a run for it. But his base is going down. You needed to take that risk because you needed to win it. I mean, maybe you would have lost it anyway, but running away and not taking that risk, meanwhile losing your whole base to a flamer, yeah, you needed to take that risk in the hope that you would win it. Flamer coming in. Supply re-established here. Flamer gets stopped by the outpost in the end. Mason's still making a run for it on the left. But now look at the situation he's left himself in. This army is definitely chased away and dead and doing nothing. But now lift truck has expanded to a third. Might as well have took the risk in the hope that you won that little engagement. I mean, it still might have got cleared up in the end anyway. But this is doing nothing. Mazen needs to expand 2 supplies ASAP. A lot of bunkers being deployed by lift truck. I wonder if it's too many. So see, in the end, all of his minigunners then had to move into the fire of the blue. And so he ended up losing them anyway. Whereas if you watch there, the blue ones are actually moving into the red ones. And once you move in, you can't shoot. So you better take in the fight when you're the stationary one, you're the defender. But yeah, 5-0 there for lift truck. Okay, jumping into the next one. Up at the top, we have lift truck with the blue China infantry. It's basically a repeated match because you play now the north spot where he was playing the south before, but both are the same army. Down in the south, we have the red player. For the China infantry, this is Mazen. Okay, so Mazen War Factory Barracks. Lift Truck War Factory Barracks. Okay, Flamer for lift truck coming in. Probably going to give Mazen nightmares because that Flamer last game did kind of wreck him. He's going to have to stop that. And the Flamer, if it gets there, can be in a really awkward position. He sold that prematurely, in my view. I don't know, maybe he was going to lose it anyway. The outpost seemed to take a while to fire then. Yeah, I think he might have sold prematurely, but he gets the Flamer anyway, and he's got his refund. For the supply, although you do lose a load of money from it, you only get 450 from selling it. Well, it's cost 1,500 to build. Okay, left truck wins an engagement there on the right. He's got an airfield up now. Mazen actually pressuring into the base. Doesn't look like he has any minigunners inside of there, though. He does get cleared up by the MiGs in the end anyway. Flamer on the right side will flush out the building. Needs to stop the oils ASAP. He does. Flaming through the middle, flushing out some buildings. Lift truck holding the right. He holds this oil and 3 supplies, building up the MiG numbers. He's got his prop now as well. What I would say is if there's a carpet later on, that's a really juicy spot. Probably want to spread your buildings out a tiny bit better. Nice flamer there, kills an outpost. There is a Lotus trying to capture the oil before the minigunner. I think actually she might. It's going to be close. Okay, minigunner wars now in the middle. It's a hell of a lot of minigunners. I think Lift Truck's got the better setup there. Better line of units. He's also got the MiGs. There's a Lotus headed into his base, though. Could get the MiGs while they're landed on the ground. MiGs coming through. If they hit their minigunners, and then that can push in. With the superior numbers, he might be able to completely wreck that army. But Lotus is near the airfield now. But there's no MiGs there, only 1 MiG on the right airfield. Mazen secured the left-hand side. Lotus chilling by the airfield. Minigunner wars on the right again. Lift truck seems to have the superior numbers. Got an ECM. It's got MiGs to support again. And the flamer is back. MiGs coming through for Mazen. He's targeting the minigunners though. But the flamer... Oh. He's capturing the CC of the Lotus. Now he's going to get the airfield there as well. So getting interesting. Although this flamer is causing problems once again. Lift truck wins another minigun war. Lift truck slowly losing his oil on the right. He's attacking. The main base is getting cleared up. Lotus is still in some cash here for lift truck. Yeah, he's continually stealing some cash. Lift truck has got 10k. Mazen just spent all of his cash, probably in the hope that Lotus doesn't steal any more, maybe? There is an assault troop crawler headed that way. Lift truck's got 10k. Okay, artillery coming through for lift truck is over on the left-hand side. Might be between there. I think he's probably already just fired the carpet there, actually. I've just missed it. But yeah, might be between there. And then gets the dozer and a supply. Could have maybe done it a little bit better angle to get the barracks, but I suppose the supply was the important thing. Fargo Flame Wall makes an appearance. Migs hit an assault troop crawler and it was full as well. 2,400 there wasted. And bear in mind, he's already had loads of cash stolen and lift truck had an oil advantage for a while. Mazen is now level 3. I would like to see the Lotus in the base of Mazen, actually, from lift truck. We haven't seen that yet. Mazen's still giving it a go, but I think lift truck once again has the army numbers here. He's got more cash in the bank. And although Mazen has control of this, he's not collecting there. He's sending loads of trucks, some of them damaged. Artillery coming through now for Mazen. He's just finished his CC. Lotus in the base again of lift truck. This attack could end the game though, but there's a lot of assault troop crawlers here for Mazen. But the MiGs are coming through for lift truck. Pops one open, maybe even a second. Yeah, a second. And another MiG as well. Pops open the other one. Now this army is a lot harder to clear up because these infantry loose are harder to break open the vehicles. Oh, nice flame wall. But yeah, Mazen's in a lot of trouble here. He's losing trucks. He's lost his war factory. And now lift truck can go anywhere. He can go down here and left, or he can just focus on the CC or focus on these trucks, whatever he wants to do. He can either just go for a run for it, or just evac everything and just attack him. He'll probably win that engagement against those minigunners. Lotus capturing the war factory, has to sell it. That's the only war factory Mazen's got left, and he's running out of cash. He's going to probably lose these trucks now. He's losing his CC as well. It's getting capped. Carpet coming in, and that's a bad one because it hits his only outpost as well and kills the airfield. Power is injured. And lift truck is just steamrolling now. Mazen needs to get back expanded over here to stand any chance, but I think he knows this is the moment he gets eliminated from the World Series. Got through to round number 2, so congrats to him, but unfortunately lift truck is proven to be too strong. 6-0 will go through to round number 3. Brackets down below in the description, so if you want to see who you'll face next, you can check it out, but be careful, there might be spoilers in there. GG, well played. See you in the next one.